Oh. Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. I'm in London this week and in Flint, Michigan. And so last year, it's been a long night. Last week, I had to tend to more stuff to prepare for not being in Niagara this week. So last week, my typical evening was 8 o'clock meeting, 9 o'clock class, 10 o'clock meeting, 6 o'clock meeting, and so on. When I have meetings with seekers, like all of you, then I try to start our meetings with checking in on your sadhana. What disciplines are you engaged in right now? Are you evolving? Then our meeting shifts to seva. What are you doing? What are your concerns? In the meetings last week, in one particular meeting, the seekers were sharing that they are doing this, they're researching this, they're implementing this. And I was really amazed by how many people are seeking and how professional they are, how passionate they are. And a thought came to my mind that really all of us were working in a sattvic corporation. We are working in an organized way for sattva, which means upliftment. And Meaningful Mornings is a great expression of that. Meaningful Mornings is to remind us that it is because of grace that we're getting to experience what we are, just like it is because of grace that Prince Arjuna got to experience what he did. In verse 46, Prince Arjuna is praying for a purpose, and that purpose is for Sri Krishna to look and feel the way that Prince Arjuna is used to. He's really asking to come back into his comfort zone. And this is why I've shared praying for a purpose is the lower prayer. Praying for a purpose means I'm not fully understanding or trust sthane, all is as all is. The highest prayer is not to be purposeful, but rather grateful. That is where one understands and has faith in sthane. So what's there to pray for? Just be in Sri Krishna's presence. In verse 47, Sri Krishna responds by showing him a form that is comfortable. And before he does and makes this transition, he shares, like I shared with you, all that Prince Arjuna experienced was Atma Yogat. It was because of the grace, the power of Sri Krishna. In verse 48, we went from 46, which is Prince Arjuna, 47, 48, 49 is Sri Krishna. In verse 48, Sri Krishna specifies how it's not because of Prince Arjuna that he got to see Sri Krishna, it's because of Sri Krishna. And I'm going to read to you a portion of Srimad Bhagavatam that accentuates what is shared in this verse. Whatever can be attained by rituals, austerities, knowledge, dispassion, yoga, charities, and other spiritual disciplines, be that the abode of the celestials, liberation, or Vaikuntha, all these can be attained by a votary of the path of devotion without any difficulty if he so desires. Sri Krishna sharing in Bhagavatam that if you love me, you will get all. Why love individual practices like rituals, austerities, knowledge? In verse 49, Sri Krishna is sharing, you think that the context is what is making you uncomfortable, but it's not your context, it's your content. Yesterday, the 40 high school students and I and Shankarji, we were building snow structures yesterday as part of our camp. And there was not a lot of enthusiasm in building these snow structures, so we switched to football, as in soccer. And it was really pleasant to see how these 40 high school students who are on March break, this is their holidays, and here they're coming to a camp Monday through Thursday all day, they were so passionate about playing soccer. And then at the end, I pointed out to them, are you cold right now? Are you hungry? And it was minus 13 degrees Celsius, but they weren't, because their content was full. They were having fun. So here, Sri Krishna points out, you think it's your context, but really it's your content. Still, Sri Krishna changes the context, becomes the Sri Krishna Prince Arjuna is used to help Prince Arjuna. He's not ready yet. In verse 50, Sanjaya comes in and zooms into this transition from the Vishwarupa to the Ishtarupa. And he's speaking this out to Dhritarashtra. Why that's critical for our understanding is that what Sri Krishna and Prince Arjuna are engaged in, we may think that this is ancient. We may think this is a story. You may think that, I do not. And switching this to Dhritarashtra shows that the Bhagavad Gita is historical and perpetual. Sanjaya is not in Kurukshetra, yet he's able to infer from this. He's able to learn from this. The same applies to us. And finally, in verse 51, which we just explored, now Prince Arjuna shares, my context is calm, so I feel calm. And he calls Sri Krishna Janardana. Do you remember the name Janardana and what it means? Jana is us, the people. Ardha, what torments us, like confusion and fear, dejection. Na, Sri Krishna is the one who purges that for us. And we can do this for ourselves. The way Sri Krishna does this for us, we should do this for ourselves. Nimitta. Be an instrument of the people. Remember the Sattvic corporation, by the people, for the people. Feel the same way in all that you do. This is your vision and lifestyle. We continue to verse 52. We're back to Sri Krishna. Moving back and forth in terms of speakers, back to our teacher. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Sudur Darsham Idam Rupam Drishvanasi Anmama Deva Apyasya Rupasya Nityam Darshana Kankshinaha. Sri Krishna is saying, Sri Krishna will always say, Sudur Darsham Idam Rupam, the form that you got to see, this is difficult to see. Drishtva, Drishvan asiyan mama, and you've been able to see this because of me. I'll elaborate on this. There's a really incredible verse in Bhagavatam, which I'm going to read to you right now. Because many of these verses are sharing about Prince Arjuna's fear, Sri Krishna's grace. So I'm shifting for you. This is section 11, chapter 20, verse 17. Whenever you're feeling grateful and you want to verbalize this, remember this. 11, 20, 17. Nirdehamadyam sulabham sudurlabham plavam sukalpam guru karnadharam mayanukulena nabasviteritam puna puman bhavavdim nataretsa atmaha. The body that we have this body because of our fortune. Sulabham, and we got this body easily. What did you have to do for the opportunities you have your whole life and presently? Sudurlabham, not all have this fortune. Plavam, this body is a boat. Sukalpam guru karnadharam, and on this boat, the captain is one's guide. And he's extremely graceful at being able to guide this boat. Mayanukulena nabhasviteritam. The boat is this opportunity. The captain is the guide. And as in Sri Krishna's, winds, that is favorable to us. When a boat has a favorable wind, it evolves more. That wind is coming from Sri Krishna. And now the last quarter says, Puman bhavabdim, the one who understands and sees Sri Krishna, but does not be Sri Krishna. That confidence is not there. Nataret. They continue to feel stress, anxiety, dejection. Sa atmaha, they have wasted this opportunity. What Prince Arjuna got to experience, this was his fortune. This came from Sri Krishna's grace, and to not use this to be Sri Krishna is a waste. Deva apyasya rupasya, the devas, the semi-gods who apparently live in heaven, their sense objects, their sense organs are more acute than ours. Nityam darshana kankshinaha, they're comprehensively and constantly praying, desiring to see Sri Krishna, to be Sri Krishna. Prince Arjuna and all of us, I come back to our bhagya. We have grace, and this is coming from Sri Krishna. In our study of the Upanishad, a guide, that is Sri Krishna, I referenced this from Bhagavatam in the Upanishad, a guide is one who is nishtha. That means they are one with the prameya, or the ends. A guide is one who's shrotriya, and that's them knowing the pramana. They know the means. They can explain this. And they do all of this for the pramatra, which means the student. So everything that Sri Krishna is doing in his Vishwarupa, his Ishtarupa, he's doing this for Prince Arjuna's evolution. And so my final thought, I was speaking to a seeker yesterday, just casually, a bunch of college students were having ice cream. And she was telling me of all of the difficulties that her family is going through and how they've all accepted that Bhagwan, I'm using her words, Bhagwan is testing their family. And she was panicking. She was asking why. She was on the verge of tears. And the second thought I told her was, the divine is not testing anyone. the divine is calling everyone home. So sometimes that call is smooth, like a sound of a conch, but sometimes it's harsh, like a fire alarm. But Sri Krishna is not testing anyone. He's the one who's moving himself to move us. From inspiration to application. Your application was to serve those who are serving you. And then I also asked you to join our silence retreat. The silence retreat is a different amplification of experience of Sri Krishna. So continue to go out of your way to find time for this. Your application for this morning is, I want you to visualize your day as the boat, the captain, the winds on the waters of your responsibilities. And if you're doing this well, you will see the shore. In this example, the shore is Brahman, or infinity. But if you don't remember this well, if you don't live this well, you'll just be on the water forever. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be joy.